Hey everybody, Jim, also known as Final Neuron, and we did it. We finished our first full Star Wars RPG campaign. And rather than going back and watching like 7 hours of everything, I've decided to edit it down. I've edited it into two parts. And so this is the first part, and then we'll have the second part up. I've enjoyed editing it just because it was so much fun going back and watching the three of us playing through this scenario. So give it a watch. I hope you enjoy. That's it. Peace. Oh, yeah. And we used the original West End Games adventure, as it's called. And the name of that one was The Politics of Contraband. I edited it quite a bit to fit into the timeline that we're using for our playthroughs. For example, in the original, instead of it being like an imperial sector governor, it's a new republic ambassador. And frankly, I felt like there were some holes in the story that got improved a little bit. But I made it fit the two characters that are being played, Ral and Druto. And anyway, you'll see for yourself what the result was. I thought it turned out pretty well. You be the judge. Hi, my name is Jim, also known as Final Neuron. These guys exist. We're actually going to be doing role playing today. So we've got Daniel, aka Theoden, aka the Third, aka Danger the Llama, and we have Benchwarmer, I think is his name. No, Joe.
I'm gonna sulk.
Ha! I diminished you in public. Ha!
Yeah, I'm Joe. I go by Green Gun Guy everywhere on the internet.
The interweebs.
The, I have no retort.
Ha! I diminished you twice.
Oh,
Okay.
my face.
So we're actually gonna do role play. The whole thing we set this live stream up for, we're gonna do it. So I've created a character for the guy that has helped Daniel's character out. What's your character's name again?
Druto Bibble.
Drew. I'll refer to him as Mr. Bibble.
That seems appropriate.
Senor Bibble.
This guy, you owe him money because he helped you out when you landed on Nar Shaddaa. You basically landed on, like if Barbosa in the Age of Pirates was a place in Star Wars, that's pretty much where you landed. So he helped you out. You owe him some funds, and you've agreed to do jobs for him until it's paid off. So he sets these things up. He gives you a call on your comm link one day, and he tells you to meet him up at this certain place, like this tavern, because he has a job for you and he wants to go over the details.
Also, it's Thursday night.
It's Thursday night.
It's a Thursday night. Does Thursday exist in Star Wars? I don't actually know.
It's Thursday on Nar Shaddaa. That sounds like it should be something.
It's Thursday on Nar Shaddaa, Pacific time. And Joe, what's your character's name? Ral
Bronar.
Ral Bronar. Never dig into the etymology of Ral Bronar. You don't want to know. You get a call through your regular people that kind of clue you in on jobs. They've told you need to go to this meeting and take the job because it seems like a relatively easy payday.
Great. I need an easy payday.
And so he gives you the location.
Nothing will go wrong.
No. Easy payday. All right. So let's assume you both show up relatively at the time that you're supposed to. Mr. Bibble walks in and he sees the guy that's his boss and debtor and so on. So he's a given, which is an alien species that kind of looks like a skeleton with like a little bit of flesh between the bones and over the bones. But otherwise, they look very skeletal. And his name is Blark Gladalaladar.
What was that
I'm
name
going to have
again?
to spell that.
he sees you. He sees you come in, and he kind of like waves over with his bony hands to sit at the. It's kind of like a corner table, one of those round tables in a corner where the booth kind of wraps around, and there's a couple of chairs there. So he waves you over to come sit down.
Okay, you're gonna have to spell that name for me.
Glark Bladadadadar.
Right. So that's GLARK.
Moving on. How do you react?
Okay, so I kind of sort of hesitate and then shake myself and sort of strut over and say, "Oh, hey, Mr. Bones." Yeah,
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
He looks at you and he says, "Kid, use my name."
Mr. Blah blah blah.
My name,
Sir.
kid. Are you having a problem with showing me respect?
Glark Bladalaladov.
Just sit down.
All right.
So you take a seat.
Sure.
Okay, let's say this is about when Ral shows up.
Okay. Do I have like a name of someone I'm supposed to meet there, or
You know, yeah, you've got his name. You've been given his name, and like roughly what he looks like and all that.
okay? So I assume I kind of pick him out of the crowd.
You
Maybe.
sure? It's not that crowded.
Okay.
It's not busy. There's people here and there, not a lot.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to walk over to him, to them. Do I know Glark by any like reputation or anything?
He's kind of a minor player in security escort.
Okay.
Nothing big, nothing that like would strike fear into people hearing his name. But people know he does business, and he does steady business.
Okay. Well, I'll walk over to their table and ask, are you Glark?
That's Glark. That's Blark Gladadadar. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
All right, then. Have a seat. I guess you're my freighter pilot.
That'd be me. I will sit down.
And so you said, okay. So he kind of pushes a little data pad out into the middle of the table, taps a couple of buttons on it. I'm going to, on the spot, I'm going to say it has a feature where like it'll show a 3D image, but the focus point is like relatively close. If you're too far away, you'll just see like a mess.
So it's
you
like a
guys are
raw hologram.
You're right. Yeah. So you guys are all kind of in the focal range of it, so you can see whatever pops up from it. Okay. So he says, all right, we've been hired to carry a special shipment to a planet that's not too far away named Glova. It's a box. They're not telling us exactly what's in it. They're saying holotapes. Who knows? But all you got to do is get it onto the planet and hand it off to the contact that we have there. And they've arranged for like a cover cargo for you to take as well. So the real cargo, I'll hand to you separately, but you're also going to be carrying a big load of plasma berries. This is how the customer wanted it to be arranged because they don't think it'll draw any attention.
Plasma berries. Okay. Yeah. And who's this guy?
He's one of mine.
Oh,
He's going to be running security
what's up,
on
man?
this.
I'm Druto Bibble. How's it going?
It's good.
Well, what's your name, man?
Just call me Ral.
Oh, cool, Ral. Whatever.
Yeah, he's one of mine. He's going to run security for you. He's expendable. Yeah. Just be careful with him.
Understood.
All right. Well, the two of you get out there and get that shipment done. The sooner you do it, the sooner you get paid. And you'll get paid what we mentioned earlier.
All right. Well, let's get to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
He pulls his data pad back and then just looks at the two of you.
I get up and look back at Mr. Bibble. Are you ready?
Oh, sure. Yeah, see you, boss.
Yeah, sure.
All right, and I'm heading out.
So you got like a ship or something?
Yeah, I got a ship. You got one, or you have to hitch a ride?
Oh, I can yeah, I can follow you. Sure.
Okay, good. At least you got that.
Yeah, my
But
ship's awesome. Wait till you see it. It's the best.
I'll look forward to it. All right. Well, I am heading to pick up the goods, or however we're setting that up.
Yeah. So let's say this is something that everybody would kind of know commonly. You've been
Mhm.
provided with the location of the loading bay where you'll sit down and pick up the cargo and take off. And you would know the two of you would kind of plan on meeting in low orbit
Okay.
in a rough location.
All right. Well, I'll go pick up the cargo then.
Okay. So you fly over there
Mm-hmm.
and they bring to you a big like repulsor sled full of this massive crate, open top crate with a bunch of like these weird pink and red berries in it.
Okay.
They're all
give
kind
it
of wet.
I'll give it a quick sniff just to make sure it doesn't like knock me out or anything.
They smell extremely bitter and acidic,
Ugh, okay. Load them up.
like vomit.
Can we put
Not
a top on
precisely.
this?
not precisely, but like that. It's not a container that's meant to have a top.
I might have to buy a tarp.
You're gonna like set off for the rendezvous point. Is that right?
So I got all the cargo, the
Yeah, they gave
the
you
cover
that.
cargo and the other stuff.
Yeah, they give you the sled. You load that
Mhm.
up, and then they kind of like not really looking around, but they kind of like hand you this sealed metal container, and they just kind of
Okay. Well, I'll take the the little sealed metal container and stash that away in one of the smuggle compartments, and then get on with it.
you're heading up to the rendezvous point.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Bibble.
So I'm gonna try to sneak up on him in my ship.
Are you even there?
I mean, I'm gonna to meet him at the rendezvous.
Oh, you're gonna try to sneak up on him in your starfighter.
Unless I was required to like go help him load or something.
No.
Yeah,
Like
so
you
I'm
are.
gonna
So
try
part of your role is that you're doing planet side security too, but not on the Nar Shaddaa end, because that's like your organization already has that in hand.
Okay. I was gonna meet him at the rendezvous, but I wanted to sneak up on him.
Okay.
Or try to. I mean, like,
What if
look, here's my cool ship. Surprise.
Okay, so you get there first. Now what?
I guess I don't have anything to hide behind.
No.
Okay.
Nar Shaddaa is a moon.
Well,
pretty
there aren't
heavily
any other ships
trafficked.
to hide behind. I'm gonna hide behind another ship.
So it was a nice idea. You could put your sensors into like full passive mode, which means you would just be kind of like drifting and hope nothing else runs into you because it's a busy planet. Your knowledge is enough that you know that would be dumb.
Oh.
Even your knowledge.
Even my knowledge. Even my knowledge of two. Okay, never mind.
I mean, you could try to hide, but it would involve not being at the rendezvous point.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I don't think I want to do that tonight.
Okay. So you get there first. You had just like you had to go through your routine, you know, the special routine that you go through to get it started.
Right.
But that's all as expected.
Like you turn it on, then you hit it with a hammer, and
Yeah, like you had to you
kick the landing gear.
turn one of the monitors upside down. Okay, yeah.
I had to sing to it just right. Yeah.
And it launched. So you're at the rendezvous point.
Okay.
Ral is taking longer because he had to land and load the stuff, and then he gets up to the rendezvous point. Okay, so Ral, as you're approaching the rendezvous point, you pick up that a ship is already there.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of ship it is?
So you scan it with your sensors,
Mhm.
and it comes back with an ID. What's the name of your starfighter, Daniel?
I think it's gonna be Spitfire.
Okay, so it's called the Spitfire.
Okay.
You're not quite in visual range yet.
And can I hail him already?
If
Like, is he in range to hail him?
so, the way you would do that would be like you would just be sitting there watching your sensors.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable. You're sitting at a rendezvous.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Joe, what is the sensor range on your ship?
Scan is 50.
50 okay.
2D.
Okay, so you pick him up first. You notice him several seconds before he would notice you. So, Daniel, you can hail him if Joe doesn't want to do anything first.
Well, I will go ahead and hail him once I've detected him.
Okay, so you hail him. Daniel, you're getting a whatever it is that your ship does when someone's trying to communicate with you.
Okay, it's like blaring or something at me. Really obnoxious.
It's like a air raid klaxon. Yeah.
It's like way too loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Hello? Hello? Is someone there?
Is that you, Mr. Bibble?
Is the alarm still running?
Hey. Yeah, I'm trying to get it turned off. Hey, sorry, just a second. Yeah, that's me. Is that Ral? Is that you, Ral?
It is. Are you space worthy?
Oh yeah, man, this ship is great. It's the best. Check it out.
Okay. So I'll just keep going until I'm within visual range.
Okay, so you get closer, and from the angle, you're kind of like, is that a Y-wing? Wait, is part of it missing? And then you get close enough and you realize it's an ugly. It's just there's pieces of things.
Oh, I see what he meant by expendable. All right. Well, you can make a hyperspace jump, right, Mr. Bibble?
Oh yeah, I'm right behind you.
All right.
I mean with you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start calculating our hyperspace jump, or at least my hyperspace jump. We'll see if he makes it.
And we'll find out. Do I have to roll to see if I make the jump each time?
Let's say for the case of professionalism, both of you guys already had that done ahead of time. So there's a point where you need to go to use those coordinates, because coordinates are kind of like it depends on not only where you would leave from, but also the time. And so you have to be at that place at that time for the nav computer solution to work correctly. So you guys have a certain place that's a little bit out from Nar Shaddaa that you have to get to.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's fly out to our jump spot.
It's about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, man. Let's blow stuff up.
The security guy says that to a guy that's just trying to haul freight.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna not talk the rest of the time unless he says something to me.
So you guys are flying out there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
do they
doing
sync up, or what do they have to sync to follow the same coordinates? Or
it's not the same solution, but you both have made it, so it arrived at a similar conclusion. Basically, the approach that I'm taking on it is that things like the mass of your ship have to be taken into account also, which is why individual ships have to have their own set of calculations, including like whatever cargo they're carrying.
Okay.
So you each have a different solution, but it's like from the same point.
Okay.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything special on your way out?
Not special. No.
Nothing special.
Okay. So on your way, Daniel, you get someone hailing you again.
What? What? Hello? Hello?
Well, look
Yes,
who
hello?
it is. Look who it is.
Hello? Someone
Come
there?
on, don't pretend like you don't know who it is. And you can see there's some ships off to your starboard. You're right, a bit. Looks like about 3 starfighter sized ships. What are you doing out here? Pretending to do security again?
Who is this?
You saw us like 3 days ago. You know, Big O Security. We won the contract that you guys lost.
Wait, Big O security. That's
Are
you're
you
serious.
laughing at Big O?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was actually your name. my bad. No, that's great. Good for you.
They kind of changed course, so they're heading a lot closer, a little bit above, a little bit behind. Hey, who's this with you?
Do I notice they're
No, you're not involved in it. But
Okay.
but by this point, you have picked up on like just even relatively passive sensors. You picked up that there's some guys kind of angling towards you.
Great.
Huh? What? I'm just cruising around, man. Who is this? What?
Cruising around next to a freighter. Right. A security contractor just happens to be following a freighter.
Hey, man, I can go where I want to go. Why are you here anyway? What are you guys?
I don't know.
Mr. Big Security Man.
Maybe we should contact your customer here and see if they would like to get an upgrade. They just kind of laugh and then cut the comm. Okay, so Joe, they contact you. You're getting a hail.
Great. Yep.
Hey, what are you doing hanging around with this loser? You need security, right? How about you come back to Narshada and we'll discuss terms on getting some real security for your run.
Well, having this guy along is part of the contract.
Yeah, maybe you could do better.
Look, buddy, a contract's a contract.
Huh. Well, you know, I can actually respect that. So, tell you what, just think about us next time, okay?
Okay, have a nice one.
Yeah. And try not to hang around this loser too much. By this point, they're kind of peeling off and heading back to Narshada.
Okay. I hail Mr. Bibble.
Okay. Reactor overload. It actually spouts warning messages. Wow. Whenever you activate comms, that would be a great quirk for a ship. Too bad you guys both traded yours off.
Hello? Raul, is that you?
You have anything to do with those guys that were following us?
Man, I don't remember anything about those guys. They were just kind of like laughing at me or whatever, but they're just a bunch of dumb guys. I don't know who they were. Big O Security or something? Like, what kind of name is that?
Okay. Well, let's try and keep this one on the down low. We don't need any more trouble
yeah.
than we got already.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. That we're going to continue flying to the jump spot.
We'll just call it we'll call it a hyper point until I figure out something
point
that makes more sense. All right, so you were already pretty close. You get out there without any further problems.
All right. Well, I guess we should synchronize the hyper jumps, or should I let Mr. Security go first?
Might be a good idea.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
guys
know.
decide.
Oh, sure. Yeah, whatever. I can go first. That makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
Sure, yeah.
After you.
So the trip is about 3 jumps. You've got to
Mm-hmm.
make about 3 connecting jumps. The total time is something like 15 hours. So you're both going to have a good bit of downtime. Thank goodness you're in a starfighter. I hope you peed before you left Nar Shaddaa.
Yeah, me too.
He's got a bag.
He's got a tube, a vacuum
mean,
tube
You would have to have something set up just in case. So
for hyperdrive capable ships. You would have to.
yeah, you would have to.
Although your ship,
Well,
Unnecessary weight.
why would I want to pee in my ship? Then I'd have to clean it out.
I mean, if this is based on I think we talked about this being based on the TIE cluster, then it should be built in there, and unless I removed it or it was damaged for some reason, which I don't know, that could happen, I guess.
Yeah, it would be in there. It would be in there. You make the jumps all the way to the end point without any real issue. Miraculously, Daniel's starfighter performs the entire time.
I have to say, I'm a little impressed. I say to myself,
You say to yourself, once you get to you exit the last jump above the world of Glova.
huh, it held up.
Huh.
Got there in one piece. How about
Not
that?
bad. Okay, you guys
All
have exited the final jump.
Well, let's start heading to our destination on the planet.
So you hail him, or do you,
Yeah,
do you go on comms to Mr. Bibble?
Yep, I do.
Raul, hello.
Let's start heading to our destination.
Yeah. Okay.
Lead the way. Lead the way, Mr. Security.
What? What? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I go ahead and take the lead.
Okay, so it's a terrestrial style world, which means breathable air. Parts of it are green, parts of it are blue, and it has clouds.
Always a plus.
Yes.
That's a nice change.
From Nar Shaddaa. Hey, how
Yeah.
pretty.
They don't even have any like urban sprawl. Not that I can see anyway.
On your way in, this is another thing I'm creating on the fly here. You get kind of a little blip on your navigation systems saying basically you've been detected and you're being welcomed by the navigation control of the planet. Compared to Nar Shaddaa, there's nothing. They're not telling you which areas to be in at what times or what your windows for landing. Not really. And there's a little bit of information on the planet itself. It looks like the planet's population is about 100,000, and there's exactly one spaceport, and that's in the capital city. Capital city population about 20,000.
Well, I guess that's our destination then.
So you've been, it's kind of roughly suggesting you a course to head there, but otherwise they just kind of expect you to get there however you figure it out.
These small planets are nice. Nobody breathing down your neck. You can fly wherever you want.
You sure talk to yourself a lot.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking the same thing though. So I think I'm gonna kind of weave back and forth just a little bit, just for no good reason.
I'm just gonna fly casual.
Nice.
I'm
Always
not
a good
Han
choice.
Solo though.
I'm totally not Han Solo. I'm better than Han Solo.
He learned how to
okay?
fly casually from me, the true master. So as you're flying in, you see a couple of patrols of TIE fighters come by. Nothing big, just 3 TIE fighters in each one. Overall, you figure you probably spotted somewhere from 9 to 12 TIE fighters on your way in. They don't seem to be paying any particular attention to anything. They're just kind of flying around the planet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start getting just a little bit nervous and scanning everything.
You start focus scanning on them,
Mhm.
which they'll notice.
Maybe not. Maybe not quite that. No, I would know better than to do that. If I know any
Yeah.
protocol, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah, you've got
that
experience from their end, so you'll
Yeah.
know at least at a trainee level.
But I'm like really tense and trying to
sweating
track
bullets.
everything. So I stop weaving immediately, and then I hail Ral real quick. Are you gonna?
Hmm?
Well, if you answer.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's only when I get hailed.
Hey, what's up?
Why don't we well, let's land as let's just go ahead and land as quick as we can. You good with that?
Yeah, we'll get where we need to go and then we'll land.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
So you don't face anything else in particular on your way down. As you're getting lower, you can see the spaceport in front of you / below you, whatever. There's about 10, 15, 20 open air pads, and that's it for you to land on. There's a couple of them that are occupied, nothing particularly noteworthy, but each of them is surrounded by kind of like a walled area. So there is a little bit of security to keep people off of ships, but the top is open.
Okay. Well, I'll go through the procedures and whatnot and choose one of them to land on.
There's not really procedures. They just kind of expect you
kinda-
to pick one.
Okay. I'll pick one that looks like it has like an open spot next to it for
Which is almost
Mr.
all
Bibble.
of them.
Yeah. In that case, I'll pick the one furthest from anybody else.
Okay.
It's like
So
the
you
men's
sit down.
bathroom. You got to be on the other side.
Daniel was in front, so he has the option of landing first. But let's just say you guys end up landing next to each other.
Oh, okay.
So you end up landing next to each other. Anything that you want to do upon landing?
I'm going to wait for Mr. Security to come over to my place, to my ship.
Okay.
Do I notice anything coming in about the way it's set up? Like, how imperial does this look? Was it just the ties, or does everything stink of how they do things?
The spaceport just looks like a civilian spaceport. It doesn't. It's very basic.
Okay.
Are you saying once you've gotten out onto the ground?
Like as I'm coming in on approach, and
It's pretty minimal.
okay.
As you're landing, things don't look like they're in, amazing shape. It looks like it's been there for quite a while and maintained. Some things better than others.
Okay. Do I see any security personnel? Do I notice what they look like or what they're doing at all after I land?
As you're coming down, you do see some people with blaster rifles and some uniforms that are kind of patrolling the area in general.
Okay. Well, I'll after I look around a little bit, I'll go over to his ship
Okay.
with my stuff.
What stuff?
Well, I definitely want to have my my blast vest on and my regular equipment. Is this the kind of place that regular people are going to be carrying around blasters in the open, or is it just the security types?
You want to roll your knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you have a skill related to it.
Nope. Just Imperial protocol. I don't think that's going to carry over enough. So I roll a 2.
Yes. Roll 2 6-sided dice. A 2 and a 4 for a total of 6.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like you're very confident either way. Let's say that you're falling back very roughly on your knowledge of spaceports in general.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of feel like, I mean, sometimes people aren't familiar with the place, sometimes they're armed,
Okay.
but you're not super confident about it.
I'm gonna try to take it with me then.
So you got your armor and your blaster rifle.
Yeah, trying to look casual with it, and I go over to meet him, to meet Ral.
All right. Well, I guess I let him in and
Okay, hold on.
into.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So as you're arriving at his landing pad, it's not really a docking bay, a landing pad.
Mm-hmm.
You see a man outside holding a data pad. He also has some kind of uniform on, and he's just kind of standing there watching the ship.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, Mr. Bibble.
Okay. Does knowledge does that carry over into observation stuff too?
Are you looking for details?
Yeah.
That would be perception.
Okay. So
Knowledge would be like, what does this mean?
Okay, so I've got search, but I don't have anything specific I'm looking for. That doesn't really apply to that, right?
No, I'm not going to say search applies to that. That's more like locating something.
Right. Okay.
As opposed to observing it.
Okay. Do I notice anything unusual about this person?
He seems to be wearing some sort of official uniform. He's got his data pad, and he's kind of got a, not necessarily a bored, but like a really relaxed look on his face. And he's just kind of watching the ship and waiting.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna.
He's not armed as far as you can tell.
Okay. Well, if I don't notice anything weird, I'm just gonna go ahead and head over to Ral.
As you get closer, he sees you and he says, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you to wait right here.
What?
Yeah, I need you to wait right here until we've completed customs with this ship.
Okay. So, I guess I'm gonna use my comlink to like tell him what's going on. Like, hey, he's asking me to wait here while you complete customs or whatever. You gonna take care of that or what?
Yeah. I'll be out in a minute.
While you guys are talking, Daniel, you hear him kind of like touch his comlink. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna need a few guys over here at number 8.
Oh crap. So I'm gonna pass that on.
Well,
I think they're like sending more guys to check this out. I don't have a good feeling about this. Can you hurry it up at all?
Yeah, I'm already heading out. After the first thing he said, I started like lowering my ramp and all that.
Okay, so it lowers, and you can see the uniformed man with the data pad kind of moves to where he'll be able to speak to you as you come down the ramp.
All right, I walk over to him. Hey, you're customs, right?
Yes, that's right. My name is Inspector Spicken. Can I see your manifest for your cargo?
Okay. Do I have an actual manifest?
Yeah, there would be like a little data pad together with the cargo that would detail what was in it and the mounts and so on.
All right. Well, I just hand it over.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So as I can see, you're bringing in a restricted cargo onto the planet. That means that you're going to be liable for the import duty, payable now.
Okay. And how much are we talking here?
Well, as the import duty states, it's about 5 times the local market value of the plasma berries. So the total comes to about 45,000 credits.
So I've got
about this time you can see 8 or 9 little security guys come in with their rifles in hand, and they're kind of, gathering behind the inspector.
Okay. Well, I said, well, Inspector, why don't we go have a look at the cargo so you can, double check it.
That won't be necessary. What we're looking for is just the import tariff, and then you'll be allowed to go on your way.
I want to bribe this guy, but not in front of all these people. will I know what an appropriate bribe amount would be for him?
So that would be streetwise. You want to roll your streetwise?
Sure. Oh no. Oh no.
So you rolled 4 dice and you got a total of 6. There were 2 ones in there, but it was not the wild dice.
Thank
goodness. You're kind of you just feel like this is totally unexpected, and you're a little flummoxed, so you're not quite sure what to think. But it does kind of occur to you, like, he's asking you for 45 grand. It's not going to be, 50.
Yeah.
That gets you through this.
Wait, did he say that
I can see that you may need some time to gather the funds. If you would like, you can go ahead and lock up your ship, but you're not going to be allowed back on board without some accompaniment. We have to make sure that no one tries to run off without paying the proper duties. Sorry, you can't just kill them.
Yeah. Not that I want. I mean,
you could try.
I just want to. Do I need to roll my skill to see if I can, to see if I can actually bribe him or what?
So let's say your streetwise knowledge will tell you, like, although you have no idea like what to do in this situation, in general, when there's a fat chunk of money on the line, if you're looking for a pass, the person that's going to give you a pass knows the amount. They're going to expect like a nice chunk on their end also. So, like, if you were to ballpark it, he's going to want at least a few thousand to get you past 45,000.
Okay. A few thousand.
Have I been? Am I close enough to where I can hear any of this stuff?
Yeah, you're around while all this is being said.
Okay.
Let's see if we can make it worse.
No.
Yeah, we're in that gang. The Christmasers.
Oh,
I remember.
no, so I'm like, what? That's crazy. And I'm just kind of like hovering back and forth because I know there's all these armed guys, and I'm trying to look really casual with.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You say that.
Yeah, I kind of say that, and then I just try to look really still and like I'm not moving because I know how bad of a thing
So the inspector kind of glances your way and he says, "We take our local markets very seriously, and we want to protect the producers here on our world from having cheap product dumped on them. So it's very important that we observe these duties."
I'm just gonna mumble to myself and shake my head for a while, and I'm at a loss. I'm really confused.
So at this point, he's offered that you can lock up your ship and walk away right now, but you're not getting back on the ship without somebody going with you.
If you'll accompany me, I just need to grab a few things and then we can lock her up.
He kind of looks back at Sergeant, and like 5 guys step forward to accompany you up onto the ship.
I'm like, whoa. One at a time, fellas.
Nobody says anything.
Okay. Well, I as I'm heading back in just to grab some stuff, I talk.
They stay really close to you, and they're kind of watching over your shoulders and everything that you touch.
Okay. Well, as I'm going in, I just kind of like, "Hey, Sergeant, what's the local laws on personal weaponry?"
What? Yeah, you need a weapon.
Okay.
Well, how are you going to deal with all the wildlife around here? You can't head 10 minutes outside the city without having something trying to eat you.
Okay. Just making sure. Some people, some places, is a little crazy. So I'll
we may not be a big fancy city, but we're familiar with people carrying weapons. Okay.
Okay. Just making sure. So I'll grab all my stuff and head back outside.
So they watch you really closely and escort you. Like, they don't get more than a couple of feet from you. And then they escort you back down. Daniel, anything you want to do in the interim?
These new guys that come in that are armed. Do I notice anything? I'm gonna try to.
He's going to
see if
start
there's
a
anything
blaster fight.
special about- No, I'm gonna
Good,
try to
we've
get a
got them
read on
split
them,
up.
even if
Now's
there's
the
nothing to
perfect
see.
time. What, Daniel?
I'm gonna try to get a read on them, even if there's nothing to see, because I'm like jumpy. Like I don't
Yeah.
like this.
The ones that are on the ground are kind of standing around really casually, like they're not standing at attention or anything. But they're maintaining from your former military experience, they're maintaining okay discipline, keeping eyes around, but they don't seem very tense. The ones that look at you are kind of keeping an eyeball on you because you're they're watching you.
Right.
A couple of
Okay.
them are watching you the whole time.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, Joe.
All
So
right,
you've gotten your stuff and you're headed out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I assume you close up the ship.
Yeah.
So as you close up the ship, and I guess you guys are headed out of the spaceport, a couple of the guards remain behind, kind of standing around the ship. And as you leave the little landing pad area, the inspector locks up the door leading into it. And he kind of says to you, now you'll have a couple of days to come up with the needed funds. Otherwise, we'll be impounding your ship as collateral.
Dry heave a little bit. But, yeah, I'll say. And how much was it again to make this go away?
45,000 according to your manifest.
Mm-hmm.
That's the local tariff.
Okay.
Have a good day, sir. So he starts to leave.
I'll just kind of walk beside him and say, "Is
Daniel?
there any other way we can go about this?"
Sir, I suppose you could try to talk to the governor for some sort of exception, but this is the governor's edict about import tariffs. He's the one that made the decision.
Well, you can make some decisions.
He can. So the guards are not that far away, but we'll say they didn't catch that.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping it quiet, like not like yelling and stuff.
Do you want to roll your bribe?
Yes, I would.
We can say you're not like fully committing to it.
Yeah, I guess that would be bargain.
Tell you what, I think bargain gets used for bribe, right?
I think so.
I think that's right. Go ahead and we'll go ahead and say roll bargain this time, because that actually sounds correct.
That's much better.
It's better. It's twice as better.
A 12.
Yeah.
You rolled a 2 in the front again.
So
you roll. So that's roughly like a moderate level from what I recall. Okay. So he kind of glances around at the soldiers nearby, and he looks back at you, and he lowers his voice. He says, "Look, my bosses know the ship's here, and they know how much is on the line." And that's all he says.
He's not giving me anything.
If you had rolled something really legendary there, then something very special could have just happened. But that would have taken some tremendous luck. So that's all he's giving you for now. And he continues on, like heading back to looks like he's heading to a transport.
Okay. Well,
it's got so the capital city here is the city of Dreplin, and the transport has like City of Dreplin insignia on it.
Well, I'm kind of at a loss now.
So you guys are standing there. You see a guy running into the direction of the landing pads from like the main terminal area of the spaceport. He kind of looks at the two of you, and he sees the inspector leaving, and he stops and he's like, "Hey, are you the guys here with the cargo?"
Yeah, that'd be us.
Okay, fantastic. I'm Bork Valkenhayn. I'm your contact on this end. I'm the one here to receive delivery.
Nice to meet you, Bork. But well, we've hit a bit of a snag.
Oh, really? Wow, what happened?
Customs.
And this
Customs.
place is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. These guys can be pretty unreasonable sometimes. Well, I've really got to get that cargo. So, tell you what, how about you guys take a look around the city and relax a little bit? I'll try to work something out.
That'd be great.
All right. He exchanged some contact information with both of you,
Okay.
and then he heads off back into the city.
All right.
Okay. Let us begin. Look, if you got caught off guard by that is your fault.
I've got 30 seconds. Oh.
I've got 3 seconds to prepare my spit take. So they're now walking out of the spaceport on a planet they've never been to before.
I'm still a bit dazed just from you owe more than your ship's worth in
No.
import tax.
Twice what your ship's worth. It's about twice.
About twice what your ship's worth in import tariffs or whatever. And just kind of like I'm just following whatever Druto's doing.
Wait, what?
You want him to lead? Okay. Good.
Mhm.
Good.
Yes.
As a game master, I approve.
no.
I'm just
So
kind
what do you do,
It's not
Druto? Mr. Bibble?
Yes, leave me in charge, please.
That's what Raul just did. Raul's dazed and he's not thinking straight. He's like, my ship.
My ship. Like he's like starting to transition from days to like murderously angry or somewhere in between.
Oh man. And I'm like or he's like twitchy and trigger finger and scared out of his mind.
Oh, because of all the official presence.
Well, and the Imperial stuff when we came in. Thanks for the handoff. You don't have to think. No, I do.
You're welcome.
Well played, sir. Well played.
So officially,
Oh,
you're
man.
running security on this mission, and until the cargo is handed off to the customer, you haven't finished your job. Which means your boss is going to be very interested
Right.
in the outcome.
Right. Is he smart enough to try to contact him? Or is that a bad move?
It also
Okay.
costs money.
Yeah, it also costs money. I kind of want to try to follow or find out more about this guy that just talked to Raul. So I guess I'll kind of lean over and be like, "Hey, can we find out who this guy is or where he's at or something? This is not cool."
I'm just kind of like, okay, I need a drink first. I'm going to look for the nearest bar.
Okay.
And just walk off.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Leave everything to the naive gung ho kid. That's brilliant.
Well, the difference there is that the gung ho kid like has a deep belief in himself. That always clears everything up.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
get this in. You guys are headed out of.
I was like, yeah, that tracks.
You guys are headed out of the spaceport area, up at the kind of the head where the spaceport area meets the streets of the city. There's like a little sort of covered concession sort of area, sort of like a convenience / concessions shop. A couple of stools next to a bar. It doesn't look like they serve anything hard. It's just kind of an open air place. People can sit, grab something if they want, buy some basic necessities. And there's a guy behind the bar with like a really grimy hat on and an apron with a lot of stains on it.
It's my
Nice.
kind of place. So
Classy information booth right there.
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go plop down and order just something.
You go sit down at one of the stools. He kind of looks over at you, and you look at him and you say, "Something." And so he kind of looks at you a second, and then he like slides something across the counter / bar to you.
Okay.
It's something like wrapped up in a flimsy packaging, and it's a little squishy. It's probably meant to be eaten.
I'll try to eat and or drink it.
Okay. So you open it, and it's like a jiggly little representation of some of the local arthropod species,
Mhm.
and some of them have like dorsal fins coming out of their chitinous exoskeleton. So you decide to eat those, and you're
Yep.
sitting here with them like jiggling and sliding down your throat.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's me. I sort of feel better. I'll pay the man and get up to leave.
Okay. So it's a
That's
small
it.
it's a small item. It's like under a credit, so we won't
Yeah.
track it.
Okay.
Daniel, you've got a chance for Druto to do something in the midst of all this. It's going to take him a few minutes.
I okay. I guess I'm still a little stunned with everything, so I'm kind of gonna follow him. And after he asks for whatever it is that he ate, I'm trying to figure out what he is that he's eating for a little bit, and
Does,
so I can't get my words out. And then
does the
what what is that thing?
oh does the shop owner, is he experiencing any shock at what's going on, or is it just like, oh, this is normal?
Owner, the
Oh,
guy
I'm
that's
saying
there,
the guy that's there.
he just kind
The
of
shop
watches
worker.
you like,
That's not stopping me.
he's not exactly staring, but he's not really looking away either. So Daniel's just kind of watching you like,
I'm after
you're sitting there eating candy, and two people are staring at you.
after Joe doesn't really respond, or after Ral doesn't really respond, then I'm gonna turn to the guy standing there, and be like, that's not gonna hurt him, is it?
No, I mean, it'll clear his headache up right away.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm eating an entire package of medicine, aren't I?
Have you looked at the packaging? Like, did you examine it, or did you just kind of like slap it into your mouth while you were in a stupor?
I was kind of doing the former, but after he says that, I'll give the package a once over.
Okay. So on the package, you see a little bit of writing down at the bottom that says includes genuine local Gloven herbal painkiller.
Okay.
Okay.
You've never heard of this stuff.
Okay.
Like
well,
it doesn't give a plant name or anything. That's all it says.
well, that's enough for now. I'll stop eating them and just kind of roll up the package and whatever's left and stuff it in a pocket.
He says, "Hey, we have a trash can. If you want to throw that away. Are you guys new here?
Yeah, we just got in
Oh, from the spaceport
from the spaceport.
that he's immediately next to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anything you're looking for? Trying to stay in character here.
I can't even think when I see that kind of thing.
Anything you're looking for? We've got like a pretty good restaurant here in town. A lot of people like it. It's the best on the planet. We've got a couple of other places that are
Best
not
on
so
the planet.
good, but they're pretty cheap. You know, you could find a place to stay, like if you wanted.
Well, we're probably going to need a place to crash. Got any recommendations?
I mean, it's pretty early. Um, there's really only like one hotel. I've heard some places have like even two or three, but here we've only got one. Um, you could head over to the Orchid. It's I don't know. I think it's expensive, but some people say it's not bad.
Okay, well, I'll look into that.
Hey, oh, let me give you this thingy. Let me give you my thingy. And so
Uh,
so he reaches out and hands this little kind of like flyer looking thing,
mm,
and it turns out to be like a real like cheap sort of almost tourist kind of flyer. And there's a little extremely basic map of the city.
I'll just say, all right, thanks, buddy. And I'm going to have a look at the map, see what all's listed on there. Is there like a governor's place listed on there or something?
I'm sharing a window.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Just pretend that slums is not on there. They're sort of touristy for sure. If you decide to drive in that area, you'll figure it out. So there's a place called Bork's Cantina. Your contact who you just met minutes ago, his name is Bork Valkenhain.
I see.
Great. It's where we need to go, and it's an opportunity for him to get drunk. This is just not good.
Yes. Do we even know where the spaceport is in relation to?
Yeah, it's like south to southeast from
I
there.
see.
And just again, because this is my own rule and because it would be common knowledge, you could try using your data pad to like look for some public information and maybe get a map, maybe some more detailed local shops and stuff if you wanted to try to find something. You can also ask around. You got a guy right in front of you that might know something. Could it like there's no certainty that he knows anything, but could.
I'm not sure he knows much.
Kind of curious the likelihood of him giving us bad information.
I'll ask the guy, hey, do you know who takes care of import tariffs around here?
What's a tariff?
Yeah, like a tax.
So like a pillow? Oh, a tax. Well, that's a government thing. Yeah, you should talk to the government.
All right, I'll do that. Come on, Mr. Bibble.
Yeah, champ. I'll talk to the government about the taxes.
Yeah, we are going to head over to the cantina.
So you're gonna head, and then
that's where I'm gonna go. Mr. Bibble can join.
I'm running security, so unless I just want to abandon my job, for now I'm gonna follow him unless I know that he's relatively safe. I don't really care about him, but I need to get paid. So, but I am worried about him getting like totally drunk because I'm lost without him. So,
so where did you say you were heading again?
We're heading to the cantina. Yeah,
Bork's Cantina. Okay.
Yep.
And Daniel, you're I'm sorry, Mr. Bibble. You're gonna kind of keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
Don't get super sauced here, please.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we kind of, I don't know, however we're getting there, walking, whether it's a concourse, I don't know, whatever
This is a city of 20,000 people.
We're walking probably. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to keep scanning as we go because I'm still really keyed up from all the security, the legitimate security, I should say.
Okay. So Ral is just I guess you're referring to your map or something, your brochure,
Yeah.
and kind of walking and still kind of like, oh man. Whereas Mr. Bibble is being unusually wise. I wanted to be more eloquent than that.
Cautious.
He's being a smart guy.
He's
He's kind of watching around this strange planet. So as you're going, you kind of notice there's a lot of small town looking people. There's a lot of people that look like they spend a lot of time working on machinery, a lot of dirt. So there's a lot of people that look like they're doing agricultural work. And then there's still, the usual people that are doing service industry type jobs. The city's pretty slow paced. There are speeders going around and such, but a lot of utility looking vehicles, like like a farm utility vehicle, something like that.
okay.
So it's a very blue collar town.
All right. I'm just
Okay.
walking.
Okay.
I'm just a walking.
If you so let's set this kind of as an expectation going forward.
Mhm.
Whenever you give me some kind of answer like I'm going to head there and it's going to take a few minutes,
Mhm.
I'm just going to kind of narrate things happening as you go. If you
Sure.
want to do something, just jump in. Like if you want to insert an action, you just jump in. Especially right now, Mr. Bibble's actually paying attention.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about the industrial equipment. Is there anything that I can tell about what they do here?
Something I can take apart.
Yeah. Like it's a machine. I'm a little curious. It's not a starship, so it's like, but kind of cool.
You
Anything that
see
stands out?
almost it's almost exclusively either like small personal transports
Mm,
or like agricultural application vehicles.
okay. Is there anybody like that I can walk over to easily and just say, "Hey, what do you do here?"
Yeah, there's people walking around on the street too.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step to the side to somebody that's not moving real fast, like they're in a hurry, and maybe messing with one of the machines that's farm related, and ask them what it's for, or like what they export or whatever.
Okay.
Because I'm great at asking in character. Hey, what's this for?
Okay, so there's a guy that's kind of hanging around outside of his speeder. You kind of walk up. It doesn't look like it's just a basic transport. So you kind of ask him, "Hey, what's that all? What's going on here?" He kind of looks you up and down. He's like, "Oh, we use it to transport the grain pods in. It's got latch points for the grain pods."
Okay. Uh, the grain used for a lot of things.
Well, I mean, we try to eat whatever we can here. Everything that gets shipped in is expensive. And some people make some local brews out of the stuff. I don't know. Some of it's all right. Some of it's not.
Okay. Any main places that it gets shipped to?
I mean, we've got a couple of buyers on the planet. Everybody pretty much just sells to them. They've got the ships and they're interested.
Gotcha. Well, I'll thank him for his time, and then keep walking on.
Sure. Meanwhile, what is Ral doing? Does he stop to like observe this conversation or?
If I notice it, I do. Otherwise, I just keep walking.
Do you want to roll perception or do you want to just like keep
Let's
going?
roll perception.
You want to roll a dice?
I want to roll 3 dice.
Why would you do that?
Oh. So I got a 1, a 2, and a 3.
So that puts you in like the bottom range of easy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
And I rolled a 1 on the wild.
Oh,
you
you did.
I did. This is why I wanted to roll dice.
Okay. Let me think for a second here.
Aha, it's your turn.
Okay. So you're walking away and you kind of hear what they're saying, but you're not quite sure. You think the guy says something like, "Yeah, don't worry, we've got a buyer for the ship."
I'm just gonna turn around and walk straight up to him and say, "What did you say? Explain it to me again. Say it to my face."
So they say it to who?
Oh man.
I say that to like whoever I think said something
Are you-
about the ship.
You think the guy that Druto was talking to said that to Druto?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Wild
Oh, you
guys.
think he said that to Druto? Okay, so I would be like,
Yeah.
"Are you in on it too? Everyone's against me."
The guy at the vehicle's just looking at you like,
Well, man, what are you talking about? We were just talking about the grain pods.
Grain pods.
Why don't we keep going on to the camp?
Yeah, why don't we? I'm just gonna turn around and keep walking there. Don't
Oh
trust
my
this
goodness.
Druto Bibble, him and his ugly. I'm just muttering to myself the whole way.
Okay, so you guys keep walking. You can see about a block and a half ahead. You can see a sign kind of hanging out a little bit from the side of the building, and it just says Borks with like a little arrow pointing like down the side of the lettering and then into the building. Borks.
Well, I'm heading in.
There's some people going in and out. It's local time. It's about like early midday. The Galactic Standard Time says it's it's early on Friday.
Gotcha.
I mean, Fry Star Warsies Day.
Fry Star Wars.
I may not ever bother to use whatever the real terminology is.
It doesn't matter.
We can all memorize it. That way we're legit. So anyway, it's kind of early on a Friday, like not quite lunchtime yet. So there's not that a lot of people around. So you see the place. It looks not too bad as you're walking in. Like it's obviously not that nice restaurant the dude talked about. But it's not horrible either. Like it's not a complete dive. There's a few people in there eating, like one dude's eating a sandwich and another one's got like 3 packs of those jiggly arthropods. People are taking it easy. There's a bar over at the far side of the room, and there's a bartender there kind of wiping the counter down.
All right, I'm going up to the bar.
I'm gonna follow him because I don't want him to get drunk. But I'm definitely not paying as close of attention anymore because this place is much more relaxed. So I'm starting to chill out and maybe zone out a little bit.
So the two of you walk up, and the bartender kind of nods at you and says, "Hey, off-worlders, huh? What can I do for you?"
Yeah. I'm just gonna order a drink to start with.
All right. What's your flavor?
How about a local brew?
Local. Hey. Okay. How about this? This is the one that off-worlders seem the most okay with. So he slides something over to you that's extremely fizzy and green.
Okay.
And it kind of has a smell of like leafy vegetables.
All right. Well, down the hatch.
Okay. So you tip it back and he's like, okay, not too quick. You take a big swig of it, I guess.
Yeah, big swig.
And it kind of
I'm not like downing the entire thing, but a big swig and then slower.
Okay. So you take a big swig, and you do have kind of that a little bit of flavor of leafy greens and maybe a little nut or something. And then there's this really hot burn all the way down your throat and into your stomach, but only for like a second or so, and then it's gone.
That's nice.
It's like masochism without the suffering.
So I'm just sitting there with my drink like, ugh.
Okay.
So are the import tariffs always this bad?
And the guy looks at it and he says, import on what?
What was it? Plasma berries.
Plasma berries.
Plasma berries.
Plasma berries.
They're like vomit berries.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Bibble.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Nobody
what they're
around
like.
here. Nobody around here has any real use for them. So I don't know. There's not much market for them.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you ask about plasma berries?
That's what I brought in. From off world.
You flew all the way out here for plasma berries?
Mm.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
No. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you were thinking, but all right. Plasma berries. Maybe you know something I don't.
Yeah, but why would the import tariff be 500 times their market value? I'm just like complaining out loud.
Are you exaggerating on purpose?
No,
It's 5 times.
5 times.
Yeah, 5 times.
Okay, 500%.
Not 500.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
500%.
500%. All right, so yeah, 5 times their market value.
The bartender looks at you and says, "Is that some kind of invasive species or what? That does sound a little weird."
I mean, they smell like vomit, but there's no reason to charge that.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Nobody around here has any real use for them. Are they edible?
That's a good question.
I'm going
Come
to
to
eat my
think of
way
it.
out of this mess.
Come to think of it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's like, I'm not really
We'll
sure
just-
what plasma
We'll
berries
just
are
buy
used
a
for.
big animal and bring it on board. Get it to eat it all. Oh, if only
No.
that would work. That would be so awesome.
If only you hadn't already handed them a
touched down.
manifest, a cargo manifest
yeah.
claiming to have them.
Right.
So the
Oh,
guy,
my goodness.
he looks at you and he says, you've got some kind of problem going on, don't you?
Yeah, I got a problem.
I get a lot
At
of guys
least-
coming in here with wife problems, girlfriend problems, guys after their daughter problems, loan from the bank problems, wife problems. You look about that upset, but I'm guessing it's not a wife.
No. It's a ship. It's more than a wife.
Okay. So you brought in a load of parcel berries and you
Plasma berries.
sure. And there's a tax on it. So you pay the tax, make your money, go home.
Too much of a tax. 5 times the market value of plasma berries. That's
How much are they asking you to pay?
45 grand.
Okay,
45
maybe we've
grand.
had enough to drink there. Let's slow it down and see if we can find.
You're
what
just
was his
trying
name?
to steal her from me.
I don't want your ship. No.
I didn't even assemble her.
No. Exactly.
I won't jump in. I needed to, but I won't jump in like that. Okay, so the bartender just kind of sits back. He's like,
Not my problem anymore.
I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Come on, let's go find that guy that said something to you. What was his name again?
What?
Technically, this is Druto's boss's customer. So
Hold on. Let me. Oh, right. It's right. It's this place.
Bork Valkenhayn. Yeah. Bork's Cantina.
So he's gonna turn to the bartender and be like, so where's the proprietor, owner? Is he around? I kind of was interested in meeting that guy. It's a Bork Valkenhayn Heim.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Valkenhayn?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
it. That's it. That
Oh, what did you want to meet him for?
I just heard his name and we just wanted to talk to him about a couple things.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He might be around.
Okay. Do you mind checking for us?
He's not here now.
Okay. He might be around, but he's not here.
You just gave him in a very vague way the message that you're kind of looking for him. Like this is the dude's boss. He's not necessarily going to just send everybody on to see his boss.
Oh, sure, but he doesn't understand that.
Look,
he's
Mr.
new to this,
Valkenhayn
man.
owns the place. He doesn't run the place. He's in here sometimes, not all the time. So he could be in, he might not. If you have business with him, you should try contacting him.
Okay, thanks. So we have his contact information, I guess, right?
Yeah, he gave it to you before he left.
Okay, so I'll send him a message or whatever, saying that we're here if he's available to talk, and I'll kind of nudge Ral and be like, hey, I'm messaging this guy to see if he can meet us here, so we can try to figure out what he knows maybe. And he still looks really confused. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, man. Help me out.
What's Ral been doing to his drink the whole time?
He has been just gradually making progress on it.
Oh no.
Okay.
This is so bad.
Are you calling the guy or are you like basically texting him?
Basically texting. Yeah.
So you send him off a message.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what Ral's gonna do, and so I didn't want to just call him up and be like, yeah, we're in a perfect place to be able to meet you at anywhere you name. We can get there. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen with this guy. So
Okay. So the bartender's kind of watching and he kind of okay. Well, if you have business with the boss, I'm sure he'll meet up with you later.
sure, thanks. I appreciate it. Can you give him anything that's maybe not gonna go to his head so fast?
Well, that stuff's not alcoholic.
What?
It's not alcoholic.
Oh, never mind. Carry on then.
It's just fermented.
Okay.
So
Alright.
what's your plan?
Man, I don't have a plan. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Ral?
I guess I'll
Oh.
look around the place and see if anybody interesting or intimidating pops up on my radar now that I feel even more alone.
So you look around, like there's 3 other people that look like they're customers. One of them just seems to be sitting there on a data pad looking it over. Based on how they're dressed, probably not an agricultural worker. Beyond that, hard to say. There's one that looks like probably is an agricultural worker, and he's eating an early lunch. The other person, more or less the same.
Okay, but the person on their data pad, they don't look like the government guys at all, right?
No,
Okay.
no, they're not dressed in any kind of like uniform looking fashion. The bartender says, "Hey, kid, how old is Druto? He's not very old, right?"
No, not very.
Yeah, this guy's kind of in his middle years. He
Yeah,
says,
I think
"Hey,
he's be near out of the academy.
yeah, like not even graduated,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, kid, look, there's a couple of interesting things to see here in town. If you're having some kind of problem, you could always head down to the government center. Maybe they can help you. So, yeah, if you've got business with my boss, just contact him, call him. He kind of likes to be called rather than sending a text. So, hope you guys have a good stay here on the planet.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks to you.
He looks at you and he's like,
So why don't we try out the yeah, let's maybe check out the Orchid.
let's check out the slums.
That seems safer than maybe some other places right now.
I'm going to go to the government building and complain.
Why don't we wait until we can meet with Mr. Bort?
All right.
Okay, great. Thanks. Let's go this way.
Yeah, you lead. He's still mad.
I can only
Okay,
keep up
fine.
this steady character for so long before he's got to do something impulsive, and then we're all gonna die.
Play your character. That's what we're here to do. Play your character.
Yeah, but he's also really nervous and really confused. And if he was less confused, it would be different.
You want to roll some dice? You got a 1 out of 6 chance of something awesome happening.
And a 1 out of 6 chance of something also awesome in a different way happening.
Yeah, so I guess, do I notice anything about the bartender before I leave? Do I roll for that?
Yeah, if you're gonna kind of, are you trying to like sort of secretly look him over, or are you just taking a glance to look for anything out of the place, or what?
I'm gonna secretly look him over.
Okay.
Okay, so my perception is 3.
Oh.
Almost got another 1 in there.
I don't think I have any skills that apply. I have search, but I don't think that really counts.
That's not really an observation type skill, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you look him over, and he looks like he's dressed for work, for in a bartending job. You don't see any weird bulges under his shirt or in his pockets or anything. He just looks like he's in plain clothes. And he is actually kind of attending to his job. Like, he's actually bartending. Doesn't seem to be trying to hide anything as far as you can tell. He's just cleaning up and getting ready for lunch.
I'm going to try to get Raoul to come with me to the Orchid till we can hear back from Bork.
Okay, I'm finally starting to get out of my funk now that I've had at least something to drink. So I'm like, okay, let's go to the Orchid.
So it's not too far away. It's like a block and a half away, kind of around the corner. Couple of turns of the corner. You can see the building kind of down at the end of the street as you're walking. The Orchid is a hotel. Right up next to it is another building that looks like significantly more posh and upscale. And as you get closer, you see they're actually connected. And there's a sign out front describing it as a restaurant. It looks like it's a real high-end place. So as you're walking into, remember, jump in if you ever want to stop and observe anything or whatever. So you're walking into the Orchid, and the lobby is nice. It's in good shape, but it doesn't look like it's absurdly expensive or anything like that. There's a counter with one lady standing behind it. She's kind of looking through some papers and looking at a terminal. They have an old-fashioned, like, paper style guest book open up on the counter.
I'll just walk up to her and say, hi, how much for a room?
Hello there. Yes, we have rooms starting at 50 credits a night, and you will be able to stay beginning at noon. That's when the rooms open up, and you'll have to check out by 11 o'clock the next day.
Okay, I'll take a room then.
All right, very good. would you mind signing here? And she kind of turns the book around towards you, and she starts kind of punching some stuff in on her data pad.
Okay, I'll sign it.
Yeah, I'll one for me too.
I'm not getting a room for both of us.
Oh, you're not together. Okay.
No.
Very good.
No.
We have
No.
some rooms with double bed, like with two separate beds. If you're interested, might be able to get you a slightly better deal.
A deal.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
No. No, we're separate.
Okay,
She
whatever.
says, okay, yes, all right. That'll be 50 for each of you. Sir, would you like to sign as well? She says to Druto.
Okay, sure.
So she gives you like a little, very small little disc that has like an indicator on it showing you the room number. It's up on the 3rd floor. Each of you have a room. They're like there's one room between the two of you. They're not next to each other, but they're nearby.
Okay. I'll go to my room and be like, Druto, come here. And
So you
like,
kind of indicate
yeah.
you kind of indicate for him to go into your room and hold the
Yeah.
door for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little coin thing, like when you tap it to the door and it opens up, you go inside. Druto, are you going in?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going.
So you go in as well. Door
Okay.
shuts behind you by itself.
Okay. So what's the deal? Why do you seem like you're drunk?
You're not trying to steal my ship, are you?
No, I don't care about your ship. Please keep your ship. What's the deal?
Because you told the guy, or the guy told you somebody had a buyer for the ship.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. We were talking about the agricultural shipments. I didn't hear anything about a buyer.
Ship.
That would have been really weird. It's weird enough as it is. And I'm really confused by everything that's going on.
I'm just gonna sit on the bed. Why would there be a 500% import tariff? Because it's not about the plasma berries.
No, this smells bad.
It's
like doubly.
either
It's like they know what you've got.
either they know what we've got, which we don't even know what we've got, or they want something else from us. Well, here's our options. We wait for
Next week, we're going to go ahead.
We wait for Bork, or we go see what the government wants ourselves.
I'm definitely for talking to Borg first.
Why?
I don't like those guys. I don't think they're gonna deal straight with us, even if we go to them. Maybe they want an underhanded deal, but I don't like it.
Well, Bork is the customer, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can only wait so long. I tell him you were the one who was contacting Bork, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you get hold of him. We can only wait so long.
Okay, sure. Would anything else you wanted to go over?
Is there anything else to go over?
I still want to know why you were acting drunk when you hadn't had any.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this mostly for my own enjoyment. I just made a roll for one of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was a knowledge roll.
Oh no.
The wild die hit 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that the detail that might have triggered a memory for you or made you think of something, you forgot the detail. Going forward, you're not going to remember that detail.
What detail?
Oh no.
The rule of one's the knowledge check, and okay, so let's begin. We are
For seriously this time. I think we should assume that we had an agreed upon time limit to wait
This is probably a good idea.
on what's his face to get back to us.
okay. So you guys talk that out.
How about we give him a couple hours?
Yeah, okay. There, we talked about it.
I'm gonna
Yes.
do the same thing as before. I'm gonna start narrating something, and if you want to say no, I would have something, then you just say so.
I would have been more awesome than that.
I would not have rolled a rule of ones.
Roll for awesome.
Roll for wild awesome.
Uh,
Okay, so you guys just kind of hang around your hotel rooms. Do you kick Druto out of yours? Because you're both in your room. Do you just like, yeah, well, wait, get out?
Well, I assume that he's going to be the one who the guy contacts, so I do not kick him out.
So the two
I'm
of you
leaving
stare at
anyway,
each other
though.
awkwardly. You what now?
I'm just gonna walk out anyway.
Okay, so you go out and you
I go to the other room that
Okay.
I had to pay for because
right because someone didn't want to share.
someone isn't as big a cheapskate as I am currently.
Someone who thought you were trying to steal his shit
Yes. Yeah.
didn't want to share a room
Uh-huh.
with you.
hmm
Okay, so you go back to your room. You wait for about like around an hour, something like that, and you get a little whatever your ringtone would be on your comm link.
It's another warning siren.
No. I thought about that. No, I did not build that. Still have to get that.
This one
fixed.
works as intended. It's not a starfighter.
He didn't build that. That one's actually a stock functioning model.
Okay, so it's ringing.
So I answer it. Hello.
Hey, is this Mr. Bibble?
Yes, this is Mr. Bibble.
Bibble.
Bibble. Yes.
Huh. Yeah, okay. Well, this is Borg Valkenhain. I'm the one that was expecting that cargo you guys were bringing in. I think I've found a way to help you guys out. But I think it'd be better if we meet and talk about it in person. How about you guys come down to my place? I have this place called Bork's Cantina. How about you come down and tell you what, I'll throw a lunch in while we're at it, and we can have a talk about some business I think we could do.
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll be there shortly.
Fantastic. All right, I'll be down there. Just tell the guy up front that you're the ones I'm expecting.
Okay, sure. We'll do.
All right, fantastic. See you later. And he cuts off the communication link.
Okay, so
He hangs up.
he hangs.
He hooks it up onto the
literally.
partly wooden communication device on his wall.
It was a rotary comm link.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna message Ral then, because I don't feel like banging on his door right now.
Blip blip.
I hope it makes that sound.
Blip blip.
Hello,
Uh,
Mr. Bibble.
Yeah, the guy called from the cantina, and he wants us to show up, and I think he's got an idea of maybe how we can make this work. I really hope.
All right. Well, let's go talk to him.
Okay, great.
So from what I remember, it was like a block away and around a corner. So you
Something
guys
like that,
walk.
yeah.
It takes like 5 minutes to get there. You're walking, and there's a bit more activity around town. People are moving around a bit. It's still a pretty quiet place. You see a a speeder go by that looks like some like city police or something. They've got some light blast vests on and rifles in hands. They're equipped about like the guys at the starport were. So you get to Bork's Cantina, you walk in. It's actually it's pretty busy, mostly full at this point. The same guy is behind the bar.
Well, where is he?
We're supposed to like tell this guy something up here, over here. Yeah. So I walk up to the bartender.
Hey,
Hey,
you are.
so we're the guys that
Yeah,
that
I
Mr.
got you.
Bork wanted to
Right over there,
uh
right there,
oh,
kiddo, right there.
Let's
okay.
go.
Through the door,
Thanks.
straight back.
I just kind of head that way and pull him along with me.
There's a few people at the bar, so he just immediately goes back to dealing with them. You go back to the door and you open it. It's a short hallway. The end of it just opens into another room. Looks like it probably a private dining room. There's a table set out for eating. And you can see Bork Valkenhayn, the guy that you met at the spaceport. He kind of waves at you and says, he's like, yeah, come on.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to go sit at the table.
All right. So you guys go in and sit, and he kind of stands up a little bit and shakes your hand, or offers to shake your hand. Hey guys, great meeting you here. Boy, what a situation, huh? This is awful.
You can say that again.
We're just gonna have to do whatever we can to get this to work out.
Yep.
All right.
What's your idea?
Well, look, I feel really bad that you guys ended up in this situation. And I think what I can do is I've got a couple of contacts in the government here, and I'll be able to front you some money to be able to, make sort of a down payment on what they're levying against your ship. I don't have the funds right now, but if you can help me out with something, I'll be able to scrape the money together, and then we'll be able to clean up your end of things too.
All right.
mean, once I get the cargo you're supposed to be bringing in for me, things are going to get a lot easier for both of us.
Let's see. So what do you need?
So one of the things that I do is I buy and sell interesting forms of goods for people. I sold an interesting piece of goods to a guy here in town, and he stiffed me. He hasn't paid me for it yet. If I can get either the item back or the money, then I'll be able to front you, like what I said, to get your ship out of Hawk. We'll get the cargo and we'll deal with the rest of this mess.
Okay. What is it that you sold him?
Well, it's pretty similar to the thing that you're supposed to be bringing in. A little metal case with some holovids in it, entertainment purposes. Very rare, very, very few copies. It's an original run, so it's valuable. But he hasn't paid. He's got to pay. So what I'm suggesting is, just getting my goods back for me. And once they're back in my hands, I'll find a buyer. It's actually fairly easy to find a buyer for these things. And then we'll get everything else smoothed out. Just a little cash to kind of grease the wheels around here.
So who is this guy?
And nobody important, really. He's just a local collector. Well, what do you guys think? Does that sound like something you're interested in?
What choice do I have?
Yeah, I really wish I could do more. I'm just tapped out right now. So, that's the best I can do. But tell you what, I'll give you the location here. Let's and he lays out a data pad on the table and kind of takes a little stylus, and he shows you on a map the location where his goods are being held. And it's kind of there's a little warehouse here, and he's going to have it in the safe in his office. So all you've got to be able to do is get in there, get into the safe, and get my goods. I happen to know the combination to the safe. Yeah, I'm pretty connected around these parts. So more or less, all you've got to do is get to it without being seen.
All right. Give us the combination. We'll get your stuff.
Yeah, here you go. So he gives you the combination, passcode, whatever.
I'm assuming we have the guy's name already.
Which guy?
The guy that we're trying to get the stuff from.
He hasn't said it yet.
Oh.
Salud.
You managed to keep a straight face.
That's impressive. That should count for something.
Okay, so he gave us the combination, and so I say
He showed you on a map where the location is. Let's say he sends that information to
my data pad.
To your data pad.
What
Nope,
what
maybe
part
not.
of town is this in? Is it something that I could search easily?
I mean, it's on the map. He gave you it's a map of town that shows where the location is.
Okay.
You could search, yeah, like just get on your data pad, and there's there are like street maps that are available on the free local service.
Okay. Is it like in a more industrial, or what area is it at?
It seems like there's a couple of office buildings, and there's like a emporium. There's a machine shop a little bit down the road. It's not a big town, so
Okay.
commercial / administrative /
Okay.
Well, while we're all still sitting at the table and we've got the information and everything, and say now about that lunch.
Oh yeah. Hey, hey there, kid. He's looking at Druto. Go up front and tell him to bring us a couple of menus.
Yeah, okay. So I just kind of huff and walk over there and go get them.
He kind of walk away, and then he looks at Ral. He's like, so is that guy, is he okay?
He's part of the contract.
So he doesn't say anything else in particular until Druto gets back. You guys look over the menu. They have a decent selection of things, actually. It's relatively interplanetary with what they've got to offer. So you guys don't have much trouble finding something decent. You order it up. There's nothing real fancy, but good solid food. So you order it up. The food comes.
I'm just gonna dig in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm gonna eat as much as I can.
Both of you guys' food comes, and Bork kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, yep, all right. Hey, I've got to go. There's this thing I've got to deal with. In fact, it may be somebody interested in buying those goods that you're going to be recovering for me. So yeah, we got to get things moving so we can fix this problem. All right, see you guys later. So he gets up and heads out.
Yep, good luck. Well, I'm going to finish my lunch.
Okay. So you guys eat in complete silence without even looking at each other the entire time.
Don't even
No.
make eye contact.
No, I do, because I still am a little weirded out by how he's been treating me. And I'm totally oblivious to how awkward I am. So
Proceed.
Proceed in being oblivious.
are we assuming lunch is done now?
I guess if you guys
I'm gonna
don't do
stuff
anything
my
in
face as
particular.
long as I can.
Okay, so you guys eat until the food's gone, and then you get up and you leave, I guess.
Hmm. Well,
You've got the information that he gave you.
hmm.
You know what he wants you to do.
I say, well, let's go scope this place out.
Yeah, let's get this mess over with.
Yeah.
The city's not a big place.
We're just going to kind of walk by it and see what we can see.
So the city's not a big city. It's not that far away, like 4 blocks away. And you walk over, and it there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of city planning going on. There's just like random stuff everywhere. There's not really any industrial grade stuff. Homes, apartment buildings, commercial stores, public service buildings, police stations, and so on. It's just kind of a hodgepodge. You get over to the street, and you're walking down the street. The location that he showed you is kind of like down a side street, and then like sort of in the middle of the block. I'll draw a picture here in a second. I probably should have just said it looks like an H or something stupid. Something equally stupid is probably what I should have said.
Hmm.
It's an H. So on the left and right,
I finally understand.
It's an H. So like on the left and right hand sides, those are just major roads. The horizontal line is it's like a connecting road between the two. And in between, so normally the buildings on the left side would back up to the buildings on the right side. Am I making sense?
Yes. Sort of.
Tell you what, there's another thing I can do.
You can continue drawing.
Ha ha ha. Whoa.
Now you're drawing a house.
That's a building. Here's
Or a
one.
strange cat
Look
person.
at that. It's a building. The location that he gave you where the arrow is pointing into is kind of like a little parking area, and it serves all of these different buildings. There's the big sort of L-shaped building. There's a door close to the parking area. No like real clear signage what's going on there. The other buildings nearby, more or less the same. It looks like some back entrances.
Okay. Do we see any like obvious security or
Not
like
really.
guards walking around or anything like that?
Yeah, nothing like that. No real obvious cameras or anything either.
Well, I kind of look around and I think, what do you think, Mr. Bibble?
I don't know. I guess I could go around to the other side. So I just start walking.
Okay, so assume that
Before he
the arrow
responds.
assume that the arrow on the map is a "you are here" sign. So describe where you go from there.
So I'm gonna go to the right, in between the skinny building and the L-shaped building is where I head. Yep, that way.
I'm just drawing the door there. So you're going to head back between those two buildings. Okay, it's kind of a like there's like a concrete type surface there. Kind of dirty. Yeah, there's a little bit of garbage there. A bunch of leaves and stuff that haven't been swept out. Like a some kind of broken down piece of machinery. But otherwise not much there. You can walk between those two buildings just fine.
Okay.
You don't really see much.
I'm just gonna walk all the way around then.
All the way around the L-shaped building or the... Okay. All right. So you walk around the back end of it. You don't really notice much since you're back here. There's some more buildings up this way. Going that way. And then there's a square building right here. And you see a door here. You see a stormtrooper going into that door.
Okay. Do I notice anything else about that building?
Not
that
from
would stand
where you
out to
are.
me based
Not
on...
from where you are on the back end.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to act sneaky and hurry at the same time to kind of walk between the two buildings to see if I can see anything, but move quickly so that I'm not there for very long.
So are you wanting to roll a skill or just you're describing what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing, but I'm trying very hard.
Okay. let's roll it.
Okay,
Let's roll it.
is that gonna be?
Now I
I'm
tell you
doing
what, we're
several
running
things.
short on time, so let's
Yeah.
skip it. We'll skip it.
Okay, okay.
All right, so tell me again what direction you're going.
So I'm just circling the L-shaped building, but I'm trying to kind of look at the building north of it
Okay.
and see if I can
So
spot any more imperialness.
so there's another door right about here and
Okay.
another side door right here.
Okay.
There's no real clear signage or anything. There's not a lot of space between buildings. Maybe 4 meters between the two buildings. Just
Okay.
barely enough to get like a two-person speeder to go through.
But
The
no
walls
other.
look solid. They don't look like they're in bad repair, anything
Okay.
like that.
No windows or anything like that.
No.
Well, if I don't see anything else, I'm just gonna hurry through and circle around.
Okay.
If
So
I
you're
don't
up on
notice
the
anything
left-hand street side, and you're headed by
down.
this. You're headed back towards the south.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a door up here, and there's a stormtrooper. Looks like he's standing guard outside there.
Okay.
He's standing at attention, but he looks kind of relaxed. You know, he's just kind of keeping his spot. And so you're coming back down this way to the south.
Yep.
Relative to this, you can see a couple of loading doors here. It looks like they would accept some transports, maybe like a small cargo transport, something roughly like a delivery truck. There's a set of double doors up here, and there's a sign over the top of the double doors, and the sign says sector offices.
Would I have any idea what that's referring to?
Just it seems a little vague. It seems like it's the sector headquarters for something.
Okay.
There's not a lot in this sector. Like you don't have a lot of knowledge, but you know this isn't like a big heavily populated sector or anything.
Yeah, and this also isn't the government. So, okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep going south if I don't notice anything else, because I'm booking it, trying to get away from there.
Okay, so you don't say
Trying
anything
to
to
look
Ral.
casual, but
You just keep going south. Ral's kind of hanging out at the arrow, and you're like, nope, and you just keep walking. Is that right?
No, I'm circling back around to him.
Okay.
But
The other one was a lot funnier, though.
I'm just gonna walk all the way to the bottom of the H and keep on going.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Good
So you
luck
get
on your
back
mission.
around to where Ral is.
Yeah. And I'm like freaking out a little bit and trying to not act like I'm freaking out. Okay, this is not good.
What's going on?
There's like stormtroopers over there on the building on the above the north of the one that we're
There's stormtroopers on every planet, kid. Get it together.
but they're right next to it, and they're in and out, and they're
and if we're quiet, they'll never know we were here.
I really don't like this. But I didn't see a lot else, but I did see a couple things, and then I try to tell him some of the details. At least the loading docks. I probably wouldn't remember all the doors, especially not the ones in the building we're actually going into, because he'd probably be too focused on the stormtroopers. So I would probably remember the doors of the north building, but not the L-shaped one. except for the loading doors and maybe the sign.
Would you relay the sector offices?
Yeah, because
Or
that, to me, I think it's tied in with the Imperial, so he would relay that and
say,
read into it heavily.
let's go for now. We can come back later in the day when there's less people.
Yeah, that seems, yeah, let's do that.
And that's what we do.
So
We're
the two
going
of you-
to leave until after working hours.
So the two of you merrily stroll arm in arm, skipping back down to your hotel.
Mhm. Well, I'm going to try and do any research I can, or talk to any like random passerby that seems to be in the area to
Yeah, there's
glean,
people around.
to glean some information about
It's a
the
little bit
building.
after lunchtime now, but there's still a lot of people moving around.
Mm.
So like every time he goes to look at something or talk to somebody, I have to kind of like look behind me and then slow down and kind of walk after him because I want to get away, but I know I have to kind of stick with him
Okay.
Acting
per
very
my
casual.
job. And I'm
So
like
there's a
really nervous. So
so there's a lady out walking what looks like a combination between a dog and a snake. She has it on a leash. It kind
it's
of like
it's a weasel.
whines as it walks.
It's a snog.
You can't tell if it's wagging its tail or not. When it sees you, it hisses and then kind of hops up on its hind legs at you. It's a snog, you said.
A snog.
We
It's
have
a snog.
coined a new species of pets called a snog.
So where are we're still in kind of the area of the
Yeah, you're like a
building?
block away.
Oh, say,
Oh
excuse me.
no, Humphrey, down, Humphrey. We've talked about this, Humphrey.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. He's just so energetic sometimes. I can barely keep up with him.
Oh, it's totally fine.
Oh, do you like snogs too?
Oh, I love snogs.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't mind being petted. Just mind the fangs.
Okay, I'll try to pet the snog without being bitten. Kind of ask, hey, that office building a block away. It said sector offices, but sector
Sector. Oh
offices for what?
yeah. Yeah, that's the new Imperial Sector headquarters. The temporary one. They're building the real one outside of town a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
I've never been in there, but every once in a while you see that sector governor come out. He doesn't seem to want to talk to much of anyone.
Mm,
Thinks he's too good. We're nice
yeah.
people on this planet. And he doesn't even think he needs to speak to us. It's very rude.
Well, that's how some Imperials are, I guess. Anyway, thanks for your time, and we're going
Yeah.
to.
Come on, Humphrey. Let's go.
We are going to leave.
Was Druto close enough to hear any of that?
It's up to you.
I mean, he's trying to stick with him.
Yeah, so then you
but
heard
he's
it.
So I'm like, he's like hesitating to walk closer and back away at the same time. And then after he's Raoul's done, he walks over and he's like, did she say that was an Imperial Sector headquarters?
That's what she said.
Oh, oh, okay.
It's his turn to go try to get drunk.
All right.
I need an intoxicant.
I think I need a few minutes, and then he just walks off to go back to the hotel
Okay.
to hole up.
So he's just power walking back towards the hotel.
Yeah.
Rao.
Well, I'll just I'll just head back to the hotel as well.
So you head back
Yeah,
there.
Imperials.
People are pretty much back to the normal pace of things, just sort of going about their business.
Am I able to kind of tell when like the normal quitting time is on this planet or so?
So let's see. You have a knowledge of 3, mechanical of 4.
Mm.
Yeah, let's say like there's no real obvious signage around that says go to bed at this time. But you kind of scan on your data pad through different business listings. They all seem to close at about 6 o'clock local time.
Okay.
Some earlier, not really any later.
Well, if it's a government building, it probably closes at 5. Ha!
Or
Or
4.
4. Or noon.
Opens at 8, 9, and closes at 5, 4.
That's how it goes. I'm just going to kind of keep my head down and until around like 6 o'clock or so.
So I guess I'm back at the hotel.
He's hiding
Um,
under the bed.
Yeah, after I've had a few minutes to brood and cry and stuff. He's-
Oh,
Okay.
negative manliness points.
Yeah.
You -1 dice to manliness.
Oh no.
Oh no, I have -2 manliness.
Oh, I have I have low M. I have very little D in manliness.
He's gonna send Ral like a text or a message or something. Like maybe we should go talk to Bork about this again. I really don't like this, but he's still gonna hide in his room. He's not gonna come out to say that.
I'll just send him a message back. It'll be fine.
What?
It'll be
Nothing's
fine.
changed.
What part of this has been fine so far?
The man makes a point.
That's a good point. Doesn't change what we got to do.
Okay.
So you guys have determined that you're going to go ahead and go with it. You're going to break into the place,
Mm-hmm.
head into the office, and steal Valkenhain's goods back for him.